Hi mate, it's Rob here from EzyWebinars. Well, the time has finally come to be able to give you a login so you can have a play with this. This is just going to be a quick informal video to be able to give you an orientation on our first level of EzyWebinars. Now there's going to be lots of other upgrades and so forth with live webinars and so forth, but for this one here is our pre-recorded webinars. Now the first thing I want you to do is to come up the top here to your profile and click on that, and then go to my account, and in here go and change your password. Okay, so change your password and then click on update my details. Excuse my voice. So if we come back here to the dashboard again, okay, we'll have a welcome video in there shortly, and we can see over here just some basic analytics on here, and that'll be enhanced as well as time goes by. So over here on the left hand side, there's only one thing that you need to worry about today, or not worry about, but to go to, is your webinars. Well, I'll come to that one last. I'll just show you what these are going to be. So here's the syndication accounts. So when we click on that, we'll say, oh, I haven't syndicated anything yet. So go up here to connect, and this is how we can connect to Facebook Live and to YouTube Live. And you only have to do that once. Right, and then every time you have a webinar running, it'll automatically stream to Facebook Live and YouTube Live, hopefully bringing in a ton of traffic for you. That's what we're having a few issues with at the moment, is that it's dropping in and out a bit. So we haven't launched that as yet until we've got it perfect. So as soon as we have, we'll let you know. So don't click on anything in here because you can't do anything with it anyway. Then in here is going to be our ready-made webinars. So in here is where you can click, and no point doing that because it won't go anywhere. Right, that's going to list all of our pre-made webinars where we've negotiated some great deals with people that have had very, very high converting webinars, and that will give you fantastic affiliate commissions, 50% and above, some 80, 90% affiliate commissions, which is incredible. So you can be running this on autopilot and running all lots and lots and lots of different webinars, and hopefully filling up your PayPal account with nice affiliate commissions. Then the next part here is if you want to become a reseller, ignore that because we've got something absolutely incredible that's going to go in here later, but I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag on that. We've got a viral marketing campaign that if you'd like to be involved in, and where that will be giving away free copies. And of course that's of our basic model, and then people will start using it, then they'll want to upgrade for more features and different things, and then there'll be great referral commissions on any of those upgrades if you'd like to be involved in that. But don't bother with that for now because it's not going to go anywhere. Then in here, as you can see, it's got all of our training videos in there. So that's where they will be. But there's not much to be able to train people on here with this anyway, because it's very, very intuitive, as you're going to see. So I'll show you how intuitive it is by going over here to webinars right now. Okay, so this is listed some of my webinars, and you can see here, you can go back and see more and more and more, or you can go and search for them in here. Then, so if we look at this top one, the benefits of water fasting, no, we won't. We'll look at that in a minute. I want to show you how to create a new one. So to create a new webinar, just click on Create New. You name the webinar. When do you want it to start? Okay, so you pick a time in the future you want it to start. Now, a little tip here is you'll see that the times are within the hour. If you wanted half an hour, so let's say we wanted it on Friday and you wanted it at 12:30 or 1:30, just change the time in there because it's not in the drop down menu. Okay, how long is your webinar going to go for? Okay, so part of the restrictions on the free account will be like for a 1 hour webinar and all sorts of different things, which I'll tell you about all in the future of what we're going to be doing there with that. Then you set your time zone in here. Webinar password. This is if you want to, for a couple of things. One, you might want to have a paid webinar. So if you've got training and you want to run that training once a week or whenever you want to run that training, you could charge people for that, or you could have a one-off webinar and charge them for it. Or I have a lot of clients that are all involved in network marketing, and they could they don't like sharing their training webinars to people that or training videos to people that aren't in their team. So what you could do is put your different webinars up, which is of your different trainings, and then you could set a password for that. Right, so you just put a different password, a number or whatever in there, and then give that out to your team members, and then it's only your team members will be able to see it, because when they go to the registration page, it'll ask for that password. If they don't enter it in, they can't see it. Same deal when people pay you, if they pay you in advance to watch your webinar. Then in here is your YouTube link of the video that you've recorded, or if you've got an MP4 file that you've uploaded to a server, you put the URL in there. The title of your webinar goes in here, so whatever you want to name that, and then the subtitle, then a description of your webinar, and your logo. Right now you can't put an image in there, but you can put text, so you just type the text of what your webinar is going to be. There are a few different colors we can change. We can change the logo text color, you can change the button color, the header background color, and the body background color. So you just click on here. If you've got a corporate colors, you can go and put the hex code in here, or you can just go and choose whatever color you wish to have on any of those elements in there. Now, here's your offers. So our call to action, right, might be a join now. So the call to action will be a button, and I'll show you that shortly. That'll be displayed all the time. So you'd put your call to action there, and then your offer link in there. Okay, so when I click on the call to action, a new tab will open, and then you'll be able to, it'll redirect across to your offer. Then we've got an offer number 2, and our call to action might be a whatever other bonus you want to do there, and then you go and put a link for that to go across to your bonus page. Then you put in here is when do you want that to come up. Right, now you don't have to have a second offer in there. All right, but if you have something in there, and then it might be 15 minutes into the webinar, you could be talking about a free ebook or something like that, or whatever deal, a special promotion and so forth. So if you know that comes up in 15 minutes, well then you simply type 15 in here. So it'll be 15 minutes after it starts when that offer will appear. Then we create the webinar. Now to see what the webinar will look like, let's go back to one of our other ones. So let's have a look at this one here, the benefits of water fasting. If I click on that, you can see what I've entered in here. So that's going to start in 6 minutes time for me. So I've set it as that to be able to show you a few different things just in a moment. So there's my video source. So I can see here I've got the benefits of water fasting. This could change your life, details about it, and so forth. The colors that I'll put in there. Okay, my call to action. So here I've only got one in there. Okay, so if I go back now to webinars, so we've set up a webinar. All right, now on the right hand side we've got some previews here. So let's go and preview. All right, we can preview the registration page, or you can copy the link for your registration page. So if I click on preview it, okay, there it is. Enhancements that are coming in the future, where you'll be able to put a different background image in here instead of a solid colored background. But the whole idea of this is just to have it as a basic webinar platform for it to, without 1,000,010 bells and whistles, because you can just go and set something up within a couple of minutes. And it's just so easy for anybody to be able to do, and all other things where there'll be automatics on the upgrades. So you could have the webinar to play every Monday at 7:30 or every Saturday at 10 a.m. And so forth. We can see here it's going to start in 4 minutes. So when the person registers, they get a registration confirmation with the link for them to go to the webinar, go to join the webinar, to go and attend it, I should say. Then they'll get a reminder 1 hour before, and then another reminder just before the webinar starts. Okay, so there's the registration page. Now we can go and look at what's the live webinar look like. Okay, well, we're not live yet, so we can't see that. Now, why do we have that in there? And why do we enable you to be able to copy that? Well, somebody could contact you and say, oh, I didn't get my link, or I didn't this because it's in their spam folder and they never checked it, or whatever it is anyway. And if somebody wanted to get on right now, right, and the webinar's just started, right, you can copy it and then go on and send the link to enable them to go straight into the live webinar without a registration. Then we've got a replay page. So replay's not there yet because the webinar hasn't finished. So you can go and get the link and then send people to the replay if you want, excuse me, if you wanted to do that. Now, the settings that we've got in here, okay, we can edit. If you go and edit, then you can change anything in here. So if you think, okay, the color scheme that I chose, I don't really like that, I want to change it, you can do that. I want a second call to action now, you can go and put that in there. And just remember, save changes. Go back to the webinar. Our attendees list. Okay, so it's just me in there. You can export them, so it'll export it as a CSV file, and then you'll be able to import that into any of your email programs, your autoresponder programs, and so forth. And for any of our EzyMarketer clients, we'll be able to directly link from here into your EzyMarketer account. So it'll be in your CRM, the client manager in there, and then you'll be able to set up automatically your autoresponders to follow up 1 hour after the webinar, 1 day after the webinar, 2 days after, and keep following up with your sales and so forth. So that's what we plan on happening shortly. Then what else we got in here? Syndicate. Okay, we can go in here. We can't syndicate this because we haven't set any of them up yet. So let's go back. Syndication report. Okay, you'd have a report on here on the volume of traffic and so forth that you've received. Well, we're not receiving anything on here because the syndication isn't linked to this account as yet. Our Facebook pixel. This is really cool, guys, because not only can you just put a Facebook pixel in there, but we can do all sorts of codes in here to be able to track the webinar registration page, the people that have registered for a webinar, visited your live webinar page, and visited the webinar replay page. Okay, so the best options for these events is view content, complete registration. If you don't know what any of that means, right, if you click on here, new window will open up, and that'll explain everything about the Facebook event codes that you can tag with your Facebook pixel code. So that's a really, really cool tracking feature there. Now we go back to webinars, back to the webinar again. And the last one on here is analytics. Okay, so it'll show you how many people have viewed it. Okay, how many viewed, the registration page, how many people have viewed your live page, how many actually registered, and how many have viewed the replay page. So this is good for testing. You might want to go and run 3 or 4 very similar training sessions or presentations or whatever, and then you can go and check them and find out which one is producing the best results, and then go and kill off the other ones and just keep one running. So what do we got now? We should be just ready to start that now. Perfect timing. So if I come over here now to the registration page, we should say, okay, so we've started, we're down to 0, great. So let's preview the live webinar. Okay, there we are. we are running live, as you can see on here. Streaming nice, fantastic. Okay, I can pause that. So this is great because you'll be able to pause it and then play it again and so forth as you're going through watching the video. Here's the claim your free copy now button, and click on that, and then that'll go across to EzyMarketers website, because that's the link that I put in there. Okay, sharing up here, so people can go and share it on all of your different social media there. Now, last one is our replay page, and okay, so the replay page actually comes up just after the live webinar has actually started as well, because then if people miss the beginning, they can come into the replay page. Okay, I think that just about covers all of it. Anyway, have fun with that, and I look forward to your feedback. And if contact me if you'd like to brainstorm some ways that we could create some win-wins to help each other, and brainstorm how we can help it with your business, especially for those of you that are involved in network marketing. I've got a lot of great ideas of what we can do with that, because we have a lot of networkers that are clients of EzyMarketer. But this can be used for any business that you've got a video. Coaches that want to put their training videos up, as we saw before, we can make them into a paid training, because you can password protect it, and so on and so on and so on. But a lot of more of that material will come up on our website when we launch that shortly. So this video is just to give you that quick overview on how it works. So have fun, and I hope you enjoy it.